Hi, I'm Lee, and welcome to another edition of Sales Engineers and Their Classic Cars. Today, we're featuring my Buick Regal GS. Yes, long heritage of classic cars with Buick Regal GS's, and we'll talk about that in just a few seconds.
Welcome to Sales Engineers and Their Classic Cars with Melissa and Lee Berk.
I first want to introduce Melissa Berk, who is my wife, and because of COVID, she is going to be the person taking a ride with me. So let's go for a ride. Melissa, I want to thank you for going out and helping me shoot one of these videos. I think it's, you know how much I like talking about cars.
Why this particular car?
Well, you know, Buick has had a long range of GSs they've made available over the time. When it first came out in the 60s and the 70s, different generations of GSs. And I kind of remember this commercial that came out for this car when it was first launched.
Hey, where you been? Took my car again, huh?
Yes, I did.
270 horsepower, plenty of torque. Yeah, it's a blast. The new Regal GS from Buick.
So besides gushing about your car and living in a basement to work, what else is going on?
So working from the basement, that is, you know, we're in the midst of a pandemic, so, you know,
Really?
Yeah, really.
So what kind of challenges do you find people have working from home?
Well, the biggest challenges people have is just sheer bandwidth. I mean, we're lucky. You may realize, you know, you have your business in the house. I have doing work from home. And when you and I are actually working in the house, you may not realize this, but I'm not using the household connection. In part because I don't want to compete with you for whatever things you're doing on the internet, and that for that to interrupt what I'm doing on the internet. So I actually have a dedicated connection. I actually use our business internet. You wouldn't want to have to compete with bandwidth with your kids who might be using it for watching a movie or streaming TV. So having a separate dedicated business connection in your house that removes that competition with your rest of your household can be key for your business.
I understand that you, with separate connections, you're not competing in the house now for bandwidth, but how does it affect your neighbors?
We have a set of Ethernet products. Whatever Ethernet service you might be getting, that Ethernet service is going to have priority on the network versus a general best effort internet service.
So how do you know when you need a second internet connection or an Ethernet connection in your house?
That's a good question. So I think the answer for at least the second connection in general is obvious. You have that primary connection today and you're getting stopped video or you just feel like things are slow. That's the best indication right there. If you're not able to do those video conferences that you expect, boom, right there, you need a second connection. And then determining whether you need a business internet connection versus a second connection, in essence, or an Ethernet connection, it really depends on how much upstream you're doing and how you're connecting. If you're doing a lot of upstream, then that Ethernet connection is going to be very important because it is a symmetrical connection.
What about SLAs?
So with business internet, there is no SLA, service level agreement, but there is a service level objective. That's different than Xfinity Internet, where there are no service level objectives. You'll get scheduled for just the first slot that's available. So having that prioritization is definitely a benefit. With our Ethernet services, there is an SLA, and when those SLAs are missed, there are penalties that are paid. If you think about how important that connection is to you, that will help you determine whether or not a business internet connection is good enough, or whether or not spending the extra money for Ethernet or its the unique capabilities of private networking is important to you and your business.
Are there any features or functions that can be added to a business service that might be beneficial?
Yeah, there are a whole host of add-ons, if you will. One of the very popular ones right now is Security Edge, and that is a cloud-based firewall in essence. Additionally, and this is very popular with all of our business internet customers, and that is something we call Connection Pro. And what Connection Pro is it's a wireless LTE router in essence, and that gets plugged in with your service. And if for any reason you lose power, there's an 8-hour battery backup on that internet connection. And if for any reason you lose your cable connection, again, it will kick in and let you stay connected. So Melissa, I want to thank you for taking a ride with me today. This was a lot of fun. You know, with all that's going on right now, having someone to ride with me, you're about the only one without having to wear a mask. So thanks.
That's special.
Thanks for coming along, and thanks for watching Sales Engineers and their classic cars, so to speak. Till next time, bye.
We're driving around. He's doing another one of his silly videos.